Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, this is something I mentioned in my video, and it's hard to understand, especially in this feminist society and, just the world we live in, just with a lot of, women taking out frustration and, just the anger and the competition between men and women. But I want you to think about this. When marriage was like a thing, like really happening, and it was everybody's goal, and that's what you were supposed to do, when did you see women buy houses before they got married? What it was is a man and a woman comes together. If they both have resources, they put their resources together, and then they go buy a house. But today, what's happening because of the slowdown in marriages, a lot of women are finding themselves in their 30s, in their 40s, and not married, and wanting a sense of security and having a home, owning a home, and being able to have that ownership kind of completes the dream. It completes the woman in the sense of got a degree, got a job, got a home. And it says to the woman herself, to her family, to everybody, she is successful, she has made it. And also she knows that if she can afford the home, she knows she don't have to worry about a landlord telling her, hey, we getting ready to sell the home, unfortunately you got to move at the end of your lease. So that's a benefit of buying a home. Now, on the downside of that is you can attract the wrong type of man. One of the things that a lot of women don't think about is that as men, we have a grown boy and we have a grown man inside of us. And whichever side that we feed, that's what grows. So what a lot of women don't think about is that even grown men have a grown boy in them. And one of the things that turns men on more than a woman, her butt, her breasts, her thighs, her voice, her smile, her talk, her touch. What turns a man on more than a woman is money. Is money. Is one thing that is two things God made a man to go after: a woman and money. But the thing about it is money, especially to the men today. Uh-oh, is they closed? I have a pickup for Cherie.
Cherie, we have all ready. You're all set. We'll see you around the window.
Awesome, thank you. And so here's the thing. If you buy a house and you're not married, what you have to be prepared for is not knowing what the man you dealing with, not knowing his true intentions. And there's no way you can know. It's impossible. There will be people that say, oh, a real man won't get with a woman because she got a house. Oh, a real man don't need a woman house. He got his own house. You will never know, because what a man can do is he can get with you. He can, because a house is just normal, it's not like you're a billionaire. A man can get with you. He marries you. He stay with you for X amount of time. Your house value goes up. You have no prenup. Now you get a divorce. He gets a good lawyer, and he get to say, y'all got to split the house. So now your house that was worth $400,000 goes up. It's worth $800,000. Now you got to sell it. Y'all got to split it. And it doesn't matter that you had it before you married him. Because if they could make a good argument in the court of law and this became his home, this became his lifestyle, this became the level of living he got accustomed to, a woman could lose half just like a man could lose half. It's up to the discretion of the judge. And now you can try to, you know, find something to protect it or what have you. But what a man will also do, a man who is money hungry, a man who is desperate, you won't be able to tell it because of the game that he'll play. And what he may do is he could take and say, hey, after like a year in, 2 years in, a desperate man, as early as a year in, he'll say, you know, what do you think about us getting equity out of the house? All righty, thank you. Could I have a straw?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Y'all gotta forgive my, ain't got no case on my phone, so it's a little harder to hold. And so he said, hey, what do you think about us getting equity out the house to, you know, start a business, or, you know, start my little business, start this, start that. And this is how this happening every day, but this not gonna make national news. But women getting finessed every day. You watch American Greed and you look into it, women getting finessed every day. Man getting a second mortgage on the woman's house, or the man getting a home equity loan. He getting money. He's transferring to his business account. And so this, what you have to think of is that a man is wired to provide. So a man expects to buy a woman a house when he marry her. He expect to work. He expect to be able to sit a woman down if she want to sit down, or if she need to sit down, for the kids, for health, for life, for whatever. He expects to provide. So what also can happen is, what you have to realize is that every man that you meet is not gonna be Jesus. And so a good man who will be a faithful man and who will be a good husband, it's not beyond him to say, well, she already has bought a house, so she really wasn't planning to meet a husband. And she wasn't planning, because that's something you do together. And so she had given up on marriage, and she wasn't really planning on meeting a man, because what's wrong with renting? Why couldn't she just rent a house? Why couldn't she rent an apartment? But I don't like her house, and I don't want to ask her to sell her house, nor do I want to live in her house, because I don't know how many other men have been in that house and how many men she slept with. And I'm not going to trust her, because I don't expect her to tell me I've slept with 3 men in this house, in this bed. And if she goes and says, hey, since you're moving in, I want to get a new bed, I'm gonna then feel very awkward and say, okay, why are you getting a new bed? If you've been the only one sleeping in the bed, why are you getting a new bed? And so what you have to realize, the difference between men and women, there is a difference, and it's not that much. But what I mean by this is, are women territorial? Absolutely. Multiply that by 10, and there you have a man. If a woman will say, I don't want to move into this man's house because I don't know how many women he done had up and through here, and I don't want to sleep in this bed because I don't know how many women been in this bed. Guess what? A woman will say that if she thinking. The only way she won't is if she brain dead, or she just that desperate. But if she thinking, she gonna think about that. And she also gonna think about her safety. She gonna think about, well, how many women know where you live at? And are any of these women crazy? Are any of these women obsessed? So what you think a man gonna think? See, the thing with an apartment or with renting a house, the thing with renting is a man knows you could, at the end of the lease, you can move. And now y'all can go move into your own place that y'all rent together or that y'all buy together. So if you know within your heart, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you're gonna get married, meaning you preparing yourself for marriage, you believing in, you praying, it's no need to buy a house. Because at the end of the day, when you buy a house, a lot of times it ain't even about security. Because to be honest with you, you could live downtown, have your own parking garage, and be able to come downstairs and go to the restaurants, go to bars, go to lounges, and just have the absolute life. Go to games, just really live life and just have something amazing without having to worry about interest, without having to worry about 30-year mortgage, without having, and then when you meet your husband, boom, y'all can go rent or buy together, and you don't have to worry about selling a house or assuring him that your house is safe, your house is clean. You also don't have to worry about a man getting with you because of the equity he sees in your home, or him getting with you because he's about to be evicted, or he's about to be foreclosed on, or he's living with his mom and telling you his mom lives with him and he wants to be with you because you own a home. And the same thing could be if you renting. You don't know if a man, you got to be able to take your time and vet, because what a lot of men do, a lot of men today are marrying for help. A lot of men are marrying for help. A lot of men are marrying for somewhere to stay. They're not marrying out of love. They marrying because this is the thing. The world is not used to a woman making 6 figures. The world not used to that. And men have not adapted and adjusted and realized that, hey, women could make 6 figures, some women 7 figures. So what's happening is men are now, I seen a young lady who makes 7 figures. I don't know if she still makes 7 figures, but she got this dude, you know, she got a man. Now, I understand looks compatibility, and I know what type of woman a man will go for based on his height, his hairline, his build, his look. And this woman that I've seen, she is not on men's list. Like any type of man that I could think of, she's not on their list, other than like men who are bigger than her, taller than her, twice her body weight, her skin color or darker, and just, you know, overlooked, unappreciated, guys who basically like offensive lineman type body build or defensive lineman type body build is the type of men that would be organically, naturally attracted to her. And the reason being is because she's a taller woman. Being taller, she got meat on her bones. And typically a man tries to get with a woman that he can lift up, that he can easily pick up and walk down the stairs with after the wedding. He could put on his shoulders. And so that's on average, that's just the typical thing, because a man wants to be the stronger in the relationship, the bigger in the relationship. And just like most women want a man who is taller than them so that they feel a sense of security. Most women don't want a man that's their same size or smaller than them because they say they don't feel secure. Now, some women don't care about it, and especially if she feels like it'll be almost impossible to meet a man her same size or height or whatever it may be. But I look at this, and what this woman cannot tell is that this man is with her for her lifestyle. He with her for the money. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't get it. They don't see it. And I'm trying to give the game so that y'all could stop getting finessed, stop getting played, and you could really look and you could take your time and say, okay, I bought me a house. I'm talking to this man. Is this man somebody that I've been compatible with? You got to ask yourself, is he someone you've been compatible with? His look, his build, his height, his complexion. Have you been compatible with this type of man throughout your life? If the answer is no, and you like, absolutely not, I have never been compatible. Oh man, he must be in the group home. Oh, does she run a group home? Is one of her clients? Because just the way he dressed, them shoes and socks don't go together. And them shorts, they stopped wearing them shorts 10 years ago. I wonder if he in the group home. I ain't know. I wonder if she run a group home. And that's her client. And so you have to think about this, and you got to take your time and process. And you got to see, like, okay, is this my compatibility? Like, did you date a guy who looked like this in high school, in middle school, in college? Like, if the answer is no, and you have asked yourself in the beginning, you said to yourself, man, he's really handsome, or he really this or that, but I wonder why me. I wonder why he like me. I wonder, is this real? If that got to run across your mind, then you need to pause, and you need to pump your brakes, and you need to have your board of directors look into it. Meaning me, your best friend, your mama, your sister. And you got to take what everybody say, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes your friends, your family, they see you crying about being single. They see desperation creeping in. They see loneliness, depression creeping in. They're not gonna tell you the truth, because they just rather you have somebody. And honestly, I'd rather you have somebody too. I might not even tell you the truth. So that's why you got to listen to your spirit. You got to be honest with yourself and really feel like, are we compatible? Like, is this real? Are we compatible? Or am I forcing it? And does this man have what I have? And it ain't just about him having what you have. You got to also look and see, is he, if he got what you got, you got to also look and see, is he overly ambitious? Like, how is his credit? How is his money habits? When you got assets and you got things you could bring to the table, you got to make sure, because he could make 7 figures and be broke. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of women be like, oh, he got his own, he got a Benz, he got a house, he got a this. Listen, you could get all that and be flat broke. You could get all of that and still be robbing Peter to pay Paul. You could get all that and still want more money. You still want to take and run you a play. You want to take and run you an old play, and you finna get this woman who's desperate. She got assets. Y'all got to forgive me the back. And you finna come up on her. You about to come up on her and get what you could get. And that's why it ain't one size fits all. You got to take your time. You got to pay attention. And you got to look and say, okay, are we compatible? Is this real? Is somebody trying to low-key tell me this person is not my type, and this person look like a player? If they trying to tell me in cold words that this don't look like a safe bet for me? If the answer is yes, listen to it. Listen to it, and don't play yourself. But that is Tony Gasson. Got back with my wife, Starbucks. God bless you. We'll talk soon.